Ladies and gentlemen, your self-worth is the foundation of how you interact with the world and how the world interacts with you. When you truly value yourself, you set the tone for how others perceive and treat you. Respect is not something you wait to be given. It is something you command by the way you carry yourself and the standards you uphold. This begins with understanding your intrinsic value and embracing it unapologetically. To value yourself above all else means acknowledging that you are deserving of respect, kindness, and fairness, not because of what you do for others, but simply because of who you are. This mindset is not arrogance, it's self-respect. And self-respect is the armor that protects you against the disrespect of others. When you know your worth, you stop settling for crumbs when you deserve the feast. Start by paying attention to how you talk to yourself. If your inner dialogue is filled with self-doubt or criticism, it's time to reframe those thoughts. Speak to yourself with the same kindness and encouragement you would offer to a dear friend. Build yourself up, and over time, you will begin to believe in your own worth on a deeper level. Your thoughts influence your actions, and when you act from a place of self-respect, the world takes notice. Valuing yourself also means taking care of yourself physically, emotionally, and mentally. Invest in your well-being, prioritize rest, nurture your passions, and surround yourself with people who uplift you. The energy you allow into your life should reflect the respect you have for yourself. If someone consistently disrespects you, consider whether they have a place in your life at all. Protect your peace and your space. The way you carry yourself, your posture, tone of voice, and even the way you dress also communicates your self-worth to others. When you exude confidence, people are less likely to challenge your boundaries or test your patience. Confidence doesn't mean being loud or assertive all the time. It's about having a quiet assurance in who you are and what you stand for. That kind of confidence is magnetic, and it demands respect without you having to say a word. Finally, valuing yourself means learning to say no without. Too often, we compromise our own needs to accommodate others, thinking it will earn us their approval or respect. But respect doesn't come from being a people pleaser. It comes from standing firm in your values and priorities. Saying no is a powerful act of self-respect. It shows that you value your time and energy and that you won't compromise them for anything less than what aligns with your values. When you value yourself above all else, you set a precedent for how others should value you. You become a reflection of the respect and care you give yourself. In doing so, you naturally repel disrespect and attract people who see and appreciate your worth. It all starts with you recognizing and embracing your value, because when you respect yourself, the world will follow suit. Boundaries are the invisible lines that define what you find acceptable and unacceptable in your relationships and interactions. They are not about controlling others, but about protecting your own emotional, mental, and physical space. When people don't respect you, it's often because those boundaries are either unclear or unenforced. To handle disrespect effectively, you must learn to set boundaries firmly and clearly, ensuring that others understand where you stand and what you will not tolerate. The first step to setting boundaries is self-awareness. Reflect on the areas of your life where you feel disrespected or undervalued. Is it a colleague who constantly interrupts you? A friend who belittles your achievements? Or a family member who disregards your time? Pinpoint these instances and recognize that they are patterns that require your attention. Respect begins with identifying what matters most to you and standing up for those priorities. Once you've identified where boundaries are needed, articulate them clearly. Use direct and respectful language, avoiding ambiguity. For example, if a colleague frequently disrupts your focus, you might say, "I need uninterrupted time to complete this task. Please save non-urgent matters for after 3 p.m. Notice how this statement is firm, specific, and polite. It leaves no room for misinterpretation. Setting boundaries isn't just about what you say, but also how you follow through. Words without action often fall flat. If someone crosses a boundary after you've communicated it, address the situation calmly but assertively. For instance, if that same colleague continues interrupting, you might say, "I've already mentioned that I need uninterrupted time to work. Please respect that." Consistency is key. When you enforce boundaries reliably, people learn to take them seriously. It's important to understand that setting boundaries might initially upset or surprise others, especially if they're accustomed to overstepping. They may push back or attempt to guilt you into compliance. This resistance is a sign that the boundary is necessary. Hold your ground and remember that prioritizing your well-being is not selfish, it's essential. Over time, those who respect and value you will adapt to your boundaries, while those who don't may fade from your life. Either outcome is a win for your peace of mind. Boundaries also teach others how to treat you. When you demonstrate that you will not tolerate disrespect, you send a clear message. Your time, energy, and feelings are valuable. This approach fosters healthy relationships as it encourages mutual respect and understanding. People who genuinely care about you will appreciate your honesty and adapt their behavior to align with your expectations. Finally, remember that boundaries are not static. Life evolves, and so do your needs and circumstances. Regularly reassess your boundaries to ensure they continue to serve you well. Don't hesitate to adjust them as necessary or establish new ones as situations arise. By setting boundaries firmly and clearly, you take control of your interactions and relationships. You create an environment where respect is not just expected but required, ensuring that you are treated with the dignity you deserve. Handling people who don't respect you requires a deliberate and measured approach. And one of the most effective ways to navigate such situations is by responding with calm assertiveness. This approach is neither passive nor aggressive. It strikes a balance between standing your ground and maintaining composure. Calm assertiveness communicates that you value yourself enough to address disrespect, but are mature and goes enough to handle it without escalating conflict. When faced with disrespect, it's natural to feel an emotional response. Anger, frustration, or hurt may bubble to the surface. However, reacting impulsively often fuels the situation, giving the other person more power over your emotions. The first step to responding assertively is to pause and take a deep breath. This moment of reflection allows you to collect your thoughts and respond intentionally rather than reactively. Calm assertiveness begins with clear communication. State your feelings and boundaries directly without resorting to accusatory language or hostility. Use I statements to express yourself, as they are less likely to put the other person on the defensive. For example, if someone speaks over you during a meeting, you might say, "I'd appreciate the chance to finish my point before moving on." This statement is respectful yet firm, conveying your expectation for consideration without escalating tension. Tone and body language play a crucial role in delivering assertive responses. Speak in a steady, confident voice and maintain open body language. Avoid crossing your arms, rolling your eyes, or using a sarcastic tone, as these behaviors can undermine your message and provoke further disrespect. Your goal is to exude self-assuredness, signaling that you are in control of the situation and expect to be treated accordingly. Responding calmly also involves choosing your battles wisely. Not every slight or act of disrespect warrants a response. Assess the situation and consider the context. Was the behavior intentional or a result of misunderstanding? If the latter, giving the person the benefit of the doubt and addressing the issue later in a private, non-confrontational manner might be more effective. However, when the disrespect is blatant or repeated, a prompt and assertive response is necessary to establish boundaries. One of the key aspects of calm assertiveness is knowing when to disengage. If the other person becomes hostile or refuses to acknowledge their behavior, it's important to remove yourself from the interaction rather than continuing an unproductive exchange. Remaining calm in such moments demonstrates strength and self-respect. You don't need to win every argument. Sometimes walking away is the most powerful statement you can make. Lastly, practice self-care and self-reflection. Responding assertively takes emotional energy, and it's essential to recharge and ensure you're approaching future situations from a place of strength. Reflect on what worked and what didn't in your response, and use these insights to refine your approach moving forward. By responding with calm assertiveness, you reclaim control over how you are treated and demonstrate that respect is non-negotiable. This strategy not only protects your self-worth, but also fosters healthier and more balanced interactions in the long run. One of the most challenging but crucial strategies when dealing with people who don't respect you is to limit your emotional investment. This doesn't mean becoming cold or indifferent, but rather creating a boundary that protects your emotional well-being. When you pour too much of your energy into someone who consistently disrespects you, you allow them to influence your mood, self-esteem, and mental health. By detaching emotionally, you reclaim control over how their actions affect you. Emotional investment often stems from a desire to fix the situation or earn the respect you're being denied. This is a natural human reaction. We want to be valued. And when we're not, it can lead to frustration and a determination to change the dynamic. However, in many cases, the disrespect is not about you, but reflects the other person's values, priorities, or unresolved issues. Recognizing this is the first step toward detaching emotionally. Detachment involves shifting your focus from the person's behavior to your own responses. Instead of asking, "Why are they treating me this way?" ask yourself, "How can I respond in a way that preserves my self-respect?" This reframing puts the power back in your hands and helps you avoid being consumed by their negativity. Another aspect of limiting emotional investment is setting realistic expectations. If someone has a pattern of disrespectful behavior, it's unlikely to change overnight, especially without self-awareness or effort on their part. Hoping or expecting that they'll suddenly start treating you differently can lead to disappointment and prolonged frustration. Instead, accept the reality of who they are and focus on how you can adapt to protect yourself emotionally. Detaching emotionally doesn't mean you can't care about the person or the situation. It simply means you choose not to let their actions dictate your feelings or sense of worth. This requires a combination of self-awareness and mindfulness. When you notice their disrespect affecting your mood, take a step back and remind yourself that their behavior is a reflection of them. Practice grounding techniques such as deep breathing or focusing on the present moment to help center yourself during tense interactions. Building emotional resilience is another critical component of detachment. Resilience involves developing a strong sense of self-worth and confidence that isn't shaken by external circumstances. When you value yourself, you're less likely to internalize disrespect or let it define your worth. Engage in activities that boost your confidence, surround yourself with supportive people, and practice self-compassion to build this inner strength. Lastly, limiting emotional investment also means knowing when to walk away. Sometimes the healthiest and most respectful choice you can make is to distance yourself from a relationship or situation that consistently undermines your peace and self-respect. Walking away isn't a sign of weakness, it's a testament to your strength and self-awareness. By limiting emotional investment, you create a buffer between yourself and the negativity of disrespectful behavior, allowing you to maintain your dignity, self-respect, and emotional well-being. This approach empowers you to navigate difficult relationships with clarity and confidence. Navigating situations where you face disrespect requires a strong foundation of support. And this begins with surrounding yourself with people who respect, uplift, and understand you. The company you keep significantly influences how you perceive yourself and how you handle challenges. Supportive individuals provide not only emotional comfort, but also practical guidance and encouragement when you're dealing with difficult circumstances. When you're surrounded by respectful and supportive people, you gain clarity and perspective. These individuals remind you of your value, helping to counteract the negativity of disrespectful encounters. They reinforce your self-esteem and empower you to set boundaries, making it easier to stand firm against those who undermine your worth. By having people in your corner who genuinely care, you are less likely to internalize disrespectful behavior or let it dictate how you view yourself. Supportive individuals are often great sounding boards for your thoughts and feelings. When you share your experiences with them, they can provide insight or help you see things from a different perspective. Their advice can be invaluable when deciding how to handle a situation. Whether it's confronting the disrespectful person, setting stronger boundaries, or deciding to distance yourself altogether. They act as a mirror, reflecting the strength and qualities you may overlook in yourself. Building a circle of supportive people also serves as a reminder that not everyone will treat you poorly. When you spend time with those who respect and value you, it helps balance the negativity you might encounter elsewhere. This balance is crucial for maintaining your mental and emotional well-being. It creates a safe space where you can recharge, reflect, and regain confidence. To surround yourself with supportive individuals, focus on nurturing relationships that are built on mutual respect, trust, and understanding. This might involve reconnecting with old friends, deepening your bonds with family members, or seeking out new connections in environments where positive and like-minded individuals gather. Joining clubs, attending workshops, or participating in community activities can be great ways to meet people who share your values. It's also important to evaluate your current relationships. Identify those who uplift and encourage you, and prioritize spending time with them. At the same time, recognize relationships that drain your energy or perpetuate negativity. While it may not always be possible to completely remove toxic individuals from your life, you can choose to limit your interactions with them and instead focus on fostering connections that contribute to your well-being. Having a supportive circle is not just about receiving, it's also about giving. Be the kind of person you want to have in your life. Offer encouragement, listen actively, and show respect and empathy to others. Building mutually supportive relationships strengthens these bonds and ensures that you're part of a network where everyone uplifts one another. Ultimately, surrounding yourself with supportive people equips you with the strength and resilience to face disrespect head-on. Their presence reminds you of your worth and empowers you to stand firm, make wise decisions, and continue valuing yourself, regardless of how others may treat you.